Wow. Unbelievable, right? Welcome to Onecraknews, man. And I want to just say something. Um, it's not a shot at Kim and Kanye at all, but people, you got to understand there are a lot of moving parts here and a lot of things that's been put in motion. You understand what I'm saying? For Rodney Reed case. Okay, just stop giving credit to Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Don't tell me Kanye performed in jail. That's why they did it. They're putting their face on it because it helps them and what they trying to do. They're doing it for their own purposes and reasons. But the seriousness of it is the fact that these people who they got in place, there's people that have been on the ground. You've seen Oprah be involved. You don't see Oprah out here trying to take credit. Dr. Phil, they had a lot of people bring this up. It wasn't just Kim and Kanye the one that made it popular. It's people that already know and people that's been working behind the scenes. So I wouldn't even bring that to the forefront. Now, for you guys who are not in the know, the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals issued a ruling Friday blocking the execution of Rodney Reed. That came hours after the Texas Board of Paroles and Parolees, they recommended that they were going to delay his execution date after his conviction was questioned when they had some new evidence that the supporters said there's no doubt, he's not guilty because of this. So the parole board, I think they voted like unanimously on a 120-day reprieve, on Reed's behalf, but the court ruling made that, kind of a moot point, so with that recommendation, it was headed to the governor who's a Republican, that Greg Abbott guy, and they was like, I don't know if he gonna take action, this red state situation, and God dog it, I knew I shouldn't have picked you, you son of a. There's a flag on the play. Good. Let's stay out here and kick it again. Woo, this dude missed the field goal. Let's see what this flag is. Man, I'm sorry about that. I'm watching a football game and doing this. My fantasy football kicking and came in here and missed the field goal. It's going to cost me some points. And I don't like to lose points. Let's see what the flag is. But anyway, like I said, they didn't think that governor was going to do anything because he was the one that appointed the 7-member parole board. And they were like, man, they've been tight lipped about the case. And he spent 21 years in jail on death row for murdering a lady named Stacy Stites. And he was supposed to be executed like next week. Okay, it's a personal foul, so what are they going to do? They're going to take my kick out? Personal foul on the Chiefs. That'll ride. So that's a first down. I got a receiver and a kicker, so okay. Anyway, Reed already said he knows he's innocent. His team, everybody says that. They were like, anyone who examined the evidence, we think will come to the same conclusion that Reed is innocent, or there's far too many questions that need to be answered. You know, everybody at TSU, There was a last minute push they put together presenting his case and getting more people to hear his story. His brother Roderick Reed, and was there talking to his brother, and saying his brother's optimistic, of course, but of course he's scared because this is reality. He's feeling hopeful, but he's hoping to get exonerated. They trying to gain, always trying to gain more support. They got over 3 million, people that's with him now, and it's been stressful and life changing, of course. They got in that situation just trying to prove their brother's innocence and trying to get him home, but they realize there's thousands of more Rodney Reeds out there. Now the rest of you guys don't know how we got here. Rodney Reed, who's a black man convicted of killing Stites in a murder in 1998 and sentenced to death by a all-white jury. Okay? Now he exhausted all his rights to appeal the case from 2001 to 2015. And he thought because he was a military man that he would have a fair shot. He didn't see racism like that. And race played a big part in all of his actions. A very huge part. Now, like he said, he was a military brat, and all that stuff. Military, the whole family. Whoa, what in the world was that? So the missed field goal stood? Okay, now I'm upset. Now, anyway, that just made me mad. They just gave the ball back to them with no sort of. Just really got me upset. Anyway, the Innocent Protection Act is a nonprofit like legal organization that works to free wrongly convicted people. In 2001, they picked up the case. So when they did that, the senior attorney who was representing the case, they said that Reed and Stites, they were, in a relationship. And while she was engaged to her fiance, who's a former police officer named Jimmy Fennell. Okay? Jimmy Fennell, former police officer. Right? We know what this means already. We know what kind of doom this spells. We know where this is going. They argued that Reed's DNA matched the semen found in Stites' body because they were in a relationship. That's why. And he already stated this, like we had a relationship. She wasn't going to marry Jimmy. I don't think she loved him. And during the 97 trial, the prosecution argued that this evidence showed that Reed raped Stites and ultimately led to his conviction, which wasn't true. She was strangled with a belt and lost her life. So they were looking for DNA testing to a clear path of where you can find the evidence. So a former police officer whose woman that he wants to marry, she doesn't want to marry him. She's having an affair with another black man. Husband finds out about it. And here we are. So they were asking for DNA testing because it's a clear path where you have additional evidence in the case. And the obvious thing that you would want to test is the belt, because there was the item that was used to strangle the victim, but it was held in the hands of the murderer, and that's likely, very likely, to have DNA from the murderer. Reed's defense team filed a motion to argue that the civil rights have been violated because prosecutors in the state's courts have repeatedly denied the DNA testing requests. The Innocent Protection Act that they had in place told another police officer that he would kill Stites if he ever caught her cheating. Sergeant Mary Blackwell testified that Fannell made the comment while they were in police training together. Jimmy Fannell was having a conversation with another classmate that sat next to him. He made a comment that if he ever found out that his girlfriend was cheating on him, he would strangle her. And she looked over the shoulder and said to him, "Well, if you do that, they'll find your fingerprints all over her throat." And he said, "That's where you don't know. I'll strangle her with a belt." So, 2017, they rejected his appeals and requests for DNA testing. The following year, the U.S. court denied Reed's request to review the Texas court ruling. So hopefully this happens now. And oh God, what has just happened? So that's where we are right now.